Alright, this is a video I'd like to show you on how you can um, document your field notes onto your as-built drawing. So what you'll have for the information will be in your field measurements, and so you'll be taking those and transferring them onto the site plan. This is a typical site plan that you would get from a surveyor. You can ask them to turn off certain layers, and you can get a certain just a property line layout so that you can go off and use this as a way to kind of do some measuring on site. The way that the measurements are done for this little project that we're going to do is you'd gone out and you'd use a tape measure to measure some areas, some locations of different elements on the underground services plan. So this is what your drawing is going to look like in the end. We're going to do our, we're not going to have this information here. So none of this exists, okay? So this is not part of your assignment. We've cut back the assignment quite a bit. So all we're doing is this information and this information here. So that's what we're looking for, is putting that information into our drawing. So your drawing is going to look something like this. Okay, so we won't have the stuff down here, and we'll do it in this orientation. You can see how the surveyor note came with the north head in that way. We're just kind of crank the drawing and have it drawn like this. Okay, so what we need to find is we've gone to the site and we've located manhole number 1, we've located manhole number 2, and manhole number 3. So we've done all that, and we've got the field notes, which are part of this package here. If I turn the next page, all right, as-built storm, sewer mains, and you turn the page there, and you've got ST up here in the corner. Okay, so ST up here in the corner indicates that it's an ST1, so that's storm, ST, storm. And the main comes down off of this sewer, storm sewer, okay, comes down and it connects up with this one. So that's what this information is all about, is showing you how to locate that sewer main off of these little markers that are on site. Usually they're just wooden stakes with some numbers painted on them. And so we're going to work off of those. And what's happened is the main's been put in, and we want to make sure we know where it's located before they backfill over top of that main. Okay, so we're going to measure off of a stake over to the manhole. We're going to measure off another stake down to the manhole. And we're going to measure from another stake over to the manhole. So basically what we've done is we triangulated where that manhole is. Okay, with these dimensions, 29.2, 26.3, and 17.1. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your compass, you're going to transfer that distance, that information onto your drawing. Okay, so we need to locate this manhole. That's right there by lot 81.9. So we're going to work with this, 81.9. And what we have is, there's our little pins that we're working with. First one is 29.2. So you go to your scale, put your scale, I just put my scale down on my the edge of my drafting table, right? And so we're just going to go and measure, put your pin of your compass right there like that. And I need to get, my first one is 29.2. So I go 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.2. Okay, I can maybe get that down a little closer for you without messing things up too much. This is not the same as my camera at school. A little different. So there it is, 29.2. Okay, so you have to guess a little bit, right? It goes up to 29, and then you have to kind of guess where the 0.2 would be. All right. And so I take that measurement, 29.2, at the 1 to 500 scale is what we're working with. I only have 1 to 50, so I can use the 1 to 50 and then just add a decimal or a 0, right? So that 29.2, I'll zoom out a little bit here so you can see better. So that 29.2 is this one. It's going from this pin up here down to the manhole. So it's that pin there. So I'm just going to put my compass in that pin hole, and I'm going to just draw a light arc. Okay, I'll just draw a light arc. You can see that it's already been done there. You can see a little bit of it already there. I'm just doing it again for you. The other one is 26.3, right? The other one is 26.3 from that pin. So I go to my compass, I go to my scale, take it, and I put in 26.3. I just put the pin in the 0, and I go 26.3 as the distance, and it's off of this pin. So I put the compass dead center of that pin, and I do an arc, and I get where those arcs cross. I triangulate it where this manhole is, right? Just basically swinging an arc from this point, swinging an arc from that point. I triangulate it where they cross is where the manhole is going to be. I can do a double check. You got 17.1 to make sure that it is in the proper location. So I go and I measure 17.1. Bring my compass back to 17.1. There's 16, 17, boop. Let's say that's about 0.1. It's off of this point. Keep an eye on these little property markers here. Know that you're working with the right one in the right spot. And I go put my compass in the middle of that pin, like that, and I do an arc. And what I've done is I've located where that manhole number 1 is located. Okay, so that's all it is the triangulation. It's always going to give you 3, right? It's always going to give you 3 items to work with. And you'll find that sometimes you only have, when you go to locate these catch basins, little dust ball, go to locate these catch basins, it's going to give you off of that pin 1 and 2, right, the 19.1 and the 29.3, and then the other one they give you a little distance away from the one that you just found. Okay, so the catch basins have a distance from the manhole, and then triangulate it from 1 point, 2 points. The third point is basically the manhole itself. Okay, so these are the catch basins for the manhole of the storm of your storm line. Okay, so that's the exercise is locating manholes as we go down through. You'll see that as soon as I turn the page here, I'm going to pull this out a little bit. Okay, so I turn the page and it's storm number 2, right? You can see there, storm number 2. And you go and you locate the next manhole, right? So that's going to be this manhole here. So we just located that one with the 2 catch basins, and then we locate this one. And we're going to locate those 2 catch basins, which are located here, whoops, sorry, here and here. And now we're working down here at 89.1, so 89.1, so we've kind of moved. So keep an eye on how the property lines are working with all these field notes. The next one that you're going to be working with is way down here, 89.9, 89.8. So that's way down here, 89.9, 89.8. Okay, so the next manhole is there. So the field notes, ST1 is this page. Next page of the field notes will be this manhole, ST2, and the third will be ST3, will be this for this manhole. Does the exact same thing as you continue on, right? Here's another manhole. It's part of the storm, ST8. I took out some. You're going to see that you think you're missing, right? So I got ST8, and then we go to ST3, and then we go to ST8. It's only because we're not doing the whole subdivision. We're just doing part of it. Okay, so that's correct. You do not have the other STs. So we go to ST8, and it's locating this manhole here. Right there, okay? So it comes in, and you can see by looking that I'm at 89.4, right? 89.4, 89.5. So keep an eye whenever you have a field note as to what properties you're working around so that you know where you're working. All right, so that would be locating the first main, all the water main, or the storm main. They call it the storm sewer line.